digging a post hole along the house. There was 4 along the back. Did about every 4 to 5 foot there was at least a post holding this deck up. I did the corner post the first day. Now what you see me doing there is I put the post in the ground, add some Quikrete, add a little water, and then I add more Quikrete in there. I've done it just like that for years. Some people even just, if the ground's moist enough, you can just pour the whole bag in and cover it up. But I like to add the water as I go, and I pile dirt up on top of it and wet it all down so it's all nice and moist, and that concrete will soak up all the water and cure out just fine. I've done that hundreds of times and never had a complaint. I like to get at least 18-20 inches deep on the post, especially if it's super structural. Another nice thing about adding that powder in dry and then adding a little water and a little more powder is you can plumb that post up real nice and straighten it out and check it. Just rinse and repeat. Just keep doing the same thing until you're done. Especially on those perimeter posts, you want them to be lined up as good as possible because they're going to tie into your handrail. I skipped a day of videoing. I got this construction started. The deck's coming right off the back stoop. I leave an 1.5 inches down from the stoop, and so once the decking's on there, everything's a pretty smooth transition from the concrete stoop to the deck. Using all 2x6 lumber here, treated lumber. Here I'm running an extra support. It's probably about 5 foot from the first edge, just for strength and support, and also in that middle run. It was a little wide. I wanted to have another board running perpendicular to the deck boards to have a place to screw it down. I just wanted extra support in the middle because it was just a little bit wider there, and I don't want this deck flexing at all. Here I'm cutting the post smooth so that the deck boards can go right up to the house. Here when I come back the next day, I'd laid those deck boards up there overnight. Still pretty wet, and they were all stacked on the ground. I thought I'd give myself a chance for them to dry out overnight so I wouldn't have all that treated lumber and stuff all over it. Just as you go along here, just make sure everything's straight and level. remember to take breaks and think about things every now and then. Now here I'm starting at the house and screwing the deck boards in, and I'm using a little pry bar to separate the deck boards, give it a little gap for expansion and contraction, for snow to melt through and everything. Using the pry bar to straighten the boards out and try to keep the lines as straight as possible, make it aesthetically pleasing. I put 2 screws into each run. Use the number 10 star bit, the brown Torx bit screws. Here I'm running a board along with the house to butt the rest of the boards up to. Also right here I'm using my DeWalt Japanese pole saw to cut out a notch in that board for the post to go around. I can't say enough about that pole saw. It is so handy. If you don't have one, and just get you one, you're gonna love it. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. If you could give me a like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that also. This is pretty much the finished deck. Just got to do the skirting. And that right there is the access panel. It's going to be a 32 by 34 inch door, hinged door, 2x4 hand railing. I'm going to do the airline cable horizontally in there. Finish that out real nice. This is pretty much it. Just finishing touches on the skirting.